There are tons of great Mac utilities that live in the menu bar, and these 10 I just discovered. A beautiful way to display your calendar events in the menu bar, play YouTube videos in the background even if you don't have YouTube Premium, and even see the available storage for all your connected drives and SSDs. And if you like all the fancy animations and zooms from the screen recording, I'm going to tell you about that app too. First up is DiskView. This is a free app for your Mac. You can get it in the Mac App Store, and all it does is live up here in the menu bar, and when you click it, it simply shows you the available space on all your drives. Not only your built-in Macintosh HD, but any external SSDs and hard drives, and even network-attached storages, like this is my Synology, this is a Ugreen NAS. It will show you the total storage and available across all those disks. You could choose to hide the percentages, but that's pretty much the only preference and setting you have, which I kind of like. And like I mentioned, it is completely free, called DiskView. Link to this and all the apps I'm going to talk about are down in the video description. Number 2, an app called Supercharge. This is from the same developer who makes great Shortcuts Actions app, like the Actions app. He also makes a ton of other ones. I've been using ShortQt on the Mac. AI Actions, a great way to use API keys built into shortcuts. They make a ton of great apps. But Supercharge does 2 things. One, it can live here in your menu bar, and it puts a ton of actions right at your fingertips. Even something as simple as clear all notifications. You'll see it'll open my notifications center, and now all my notifications are gone. There's also a quit all apps, eject all disks, sleep displays, ton of actions there. You can also jump into the settings and put keyboard shortcuts on whichever actions you would like, but it also adds actions in your Finder. Let's say you're looking at some files here, I'll right-click one, and under the Services menu, when you download Supercharge, you're going to see a bunch more actions here that weren't previously available. Copy file name. Go straight to airdrop this file, and a ton more. And that copy file URL can be really useful if you integrate it with things like shortcuts. Like many of their apps, Supercharge is basically buy at whatever price you feel is fair. I gave them 20-something bucks, but like all of their apps, it is very powerful. Now, if you like how the screen recording has been going, all those zooms into my mouse cursor and even my video overlaid on the screen recording, that's all been done by a new app that I'm using. It's called Screen Studio. It is more expensive than my alternative, CleanShot X, which I've been using for a long time, but it does all those high quality zooms looking at the cursor automatically. I just tell it, yeah, do those zooms, and it does all those animations all by itself. Lots of flexibility for recording your camera and microphone with the screen recording, and even has a built-in editor once you're done. It is more expensive. It's either $30 a month or $100 a year, so it really has to be worth it for you. But being able to do all those animations all by itself, it's actually pretty cool. You can also change the background of the screen recording in the editor after the fact, cut and speed up. This could be your whole video editor if you don't want to use something like Final Cut or DaVinci. Now, this next app has changed the game for using my smart home from my Mac. But before I do, I'd love to tell you about an incredible tool called Documentation.AI. If you want to create documentation for your business, for your creator workflows, or just create a powerful wiki where team members can refer and search, Documentation.AI is the way to do it. I actually created an account and just pointed it at my website, and it started creating a template based on my information, all in a few seconds. Documentation.AI has an AI agent where it doesn't just host your docs, it actually suggests, writes, and formats updates automatically so they stay fresh while you code. And there's also a built-in assistant, so users can chat with an AI assistant, ask questions, and it will receive real-time feedback based on your documentation. And it's developer ready. It actually includes a Markdown editor, so you can just type in Markdown right here. It's a completely visual editor, so what you see is what you get. And it even has an MCP server to give your AI agents live context. And it comes with built-in analytics and SEO optimizations to ensure your help center is fast and discoverable. So stop manually updating your help center. You can get a lifetime deal for Documentation.AI on AppSumo right now. Just scan this QR code or click the link down in the video description. So whether you're building an app, making a service, have a website, want to create an internal wiki, Documentation.AI is the tool to do it. So grab it for the one-time price of just $59 by scanning this QR code or checking out that link down below. My thanks to AppSumo, the best place to find deals on software, for sponsoring this video. All right, this next app is free to download and then $13 one-time purchase. Don't have to do any subscriptions, but it's called ItsyHome. And once you give it access to your Apple HomeKit data, you can run all of your scenes right here from the menu bar. Plus you have all your individual devices by room. You can drag sliders for color options, toggle them on or off. Even things like window shades you can control using the slider here. And you see temperature and humidity all right here in the menu bar. But what's really cool is if you want to break out things like your HomeKit cameras, well, you can do that too. So this camera icon in the menu bar is also from ItsyHome, and I can see all my cameras very quickly. This is much faster than even the Apple Home app. Here's my front door camera, I have a pool camera, my garage, backyard, all of that right here from the menu bar. And if you want, you can reorder devices, rooms, and scenes. This is where you toggle on these show cameras in menu bar. And you can even have an Apple TV remote here from your menu bar if you want to control your Apple TV from your Mac. You can download it from the Mac App Store, again, free to download, $13 one-time purchase, and it has that app privacy nutrition label that you want. No data collected. All right, next, I've had a bad habit of keeping a bunch of social media windows open just down here on my Mac at the bottom of my desktop. I'll have Blue Sky in a window, Threads, and X, which if they don't have a Mac app, I'm just using a Safari browser window, just resized. I also have Gemini over here. Well, this next menu bar app solves all of that. JustPeek is free to download and use with up to 3 bookmarks and then $20 one-time purchase, but you can have specific websites just kind of logged in here, and I can roll my mouse over, just scroll the website real quick, maybe look at my notifications and threads, and I don't have to have a bunch of window opens at the bottom of my desktop. You can of course upgrade if you want more than those 3 widgets, but if you want to watch YouTube videos, maybe leave them playing in the background like lo-fi music, it can actually help with that even if you don't have YouTube Premium. You can pin something so it stays active or hide it again, and you can even put something like Gemini, which doesn't have a Mac app, here in one of these bookmarks rather than just sitting on your desktop the whole time. Speaking of which, I just swapped out Threads for Gemini, and now I can use Gemini right here in this pop-out window, pin it if I'm having a conversation, and hide it when I'm done. And speaking of social media apps, I have been using Blue Sky, just the app on my Mac, but there's a great third-party app called Aeronaut. This is what it looks like right here. Really nicely designed, kind of has like that ivory Tapbots feel, but it's for Blue Sky. You have access to things like your bookmarks, your activity and mentions, and you can download it in the Mac App Store. It's free to download and just scroll, but if you want to send posts, quotes, replies, and direct messages, or use multiple Blue Sky accounts, then you do need to pay for it. It is $2 a month or $15 for an annual subscription, which isn't bad, and no data is collected. Next, I first heard about this at macstories.net, but Dot Calendar. Now, I already use Fantastical here in my menu bar where I can see my upcoming events and my month view, but Dot Calendar looks pretty sweet. So it lives up here in this icon. You can customize this. This has both the year progress bar and the day progress bar. You can hide those if you want. You see the month calendar, your agenda. You can hide or show days that don't have any events. But if I open the settings gear, you can have it follow your system or go to light or dark mode. But under the display, this is where it's really cool. You can customize the color and the menu bar icon. Right now, I just have it as icon, but you can also add something like the date. So now you'll see it has the dot icon and today's date with the day of the week. You can customize that if you just want like the February 12th. And once you add something else to the menu bar, you can remove the icon. So if you literally just want the date, February 12th, you can do that. And you can also add things like the next event, a countdown, a week number. So if you add event, now you'll see your next event with a separator, and you can even choose what separator you want, line separator, a dot, or an M dash. There's a bunch of other options below that too. I'll take off the day progress. You can add a world clock. You can show or hide week numbers. You can have your week start on a Monday, as it should. You can even choose the spacing of the days. I'm going to stick with cozy, and a ton more. You do get a 15-day free trial, but if you want to use all the features, it is a one-time purchase. It will be $15, but it's at launch right now, so $10 for the Dot Calendar. It's a pretty sweet menu app. Now, this next app is called Moom. If you want a utility for managing your window sizing and placement, Moom is really cool. Moom lives here in the menu bar, but Moom can also appear whenever you hover over the green stoplight and give you all these options for managing your window. You can also move it around, add some other controls, change the size, and you can see it overlay right there. And it will do that on any app when you roll over that green light. But the one feature that sold me is called the Use Grid option. So let's say I want to move the podcast app somewhere. I'll go up there and do Use Grid, and you can program that to a keyboard shortcut. And then I'm just going to kind of click and drag an area here on my desktop. I'm holding the mouse button and making my own shape. And then whatever window that was active will snap to the place I just highlighted. Let me show you that one more time. I'll tap Use Grid, then I can just highlight an area, and whatever active window jumps there. You can also save layouts of windows. So like for my podcast layout, I'm going to create that so I have Notion and Brave, so I'm ready to record Primary Tech or Mac Power users. And it's great as a one-time purchase. It's $15. They promise updates for at least a year, but the license is valid forever. So if you like how the application works right now, you're good to go. I'm going to be going in and saving a lot of layouts for different apps. And I love that you can also save layouts. So let's say I like my windows just how they are. I can choose Save Layout. You can choose to automatically apply when you're connecting maybe to an external display. I'm going to choose Windows matching the saved layout because that's the specific apps. You can choose when the apps are launched that this orientation will activate. apply automatically when you connect to a display, and we'll just call this layout video. Now I can move these windows around, maybe even resize them, and then if I want to jump to that last layout, I can just choose the video layout here, and all the windows snap back in place. I love that. I'm creating a layout for all the podcasts, Primary Technology, and Mac Power users, for recording videos, all the things. All right, this next one, I have not had a lot of time to play with it, but I just heard of NotePlan, which is a huge productivity app. It's meant for notes and projects, also your calendar events. So I'm gonna spend some time with this and see if it's worth upending my entire task and note system. It's a pretty expensive app. It's like $12 a month or $100 a year, but I like the design of it. I like this calendar view, all the markdown notes in here. So I'm gonna check it out. But if you want to as well, you can get it from the Mac App Store. That link is below. All right, now a few other apps that I've mentioned in tons of videos in the past, but they're still great and I still use them. Audio Hijack, which I've been using this entire time to record audio for this video. I have all my Audio Hijack sessions right here in the menu bar. I can also put, when I'm recording, the input levels for any of the microphones or inputs here in the menu bar. This way I can always keep an eye on it, make sure everything's getting signal and it's good. I have never not recorded audio in a video, I think in large part thanks to that little menu bar icon. If you do anything with audio, recording audio, podcasting, Audio Hijack is a necessity. It's $70, one-time purchase, you gotta do it. Also, I still use Pastebot for all my clipboard needs. It lives here in the menu bar. I know there's lots of clipboard apps out there and Pastebot hasn't been updated in like 2 years, but still works great. And it's a one-time purchase, $15 in the App Store, still there. I still like Pastebot. Also, I have been using Notion more often from the menu bar, mostly because I'm in different Notion workspaces, and being able to switch between them very quickly, search within a space, or just simply getting to a note faster than actually opening the Notion app, going to that workspace and then page, it's actually been pretty useful. So having Notion in the menu bar, thumbs up, that's for free or paid plans. And if you liked how the screen recording has gone with all the zooms and focusing on the cursor, that's Screen Studio, but if you need a cheaper option, I've been using CleanShot X for the past like 5 years, and it lives right here in my menu bar. I capture still screen grabs, I record my screen with the camera overlaid. It's $30, one-time purchase. CleanShot X is still an incredibly powerful screen recording tool. So those are a bunch of new and some of my favorite Mac menu bar apps. All the links down in the video description. And like I said, Mac Power users, I'm now a co-host there as well as on Primary Technology. And guess what? We have an episode coming up about menu bar apps and icons. And I have to say, David Sparks is certainly a power user. So get subscribed to Mac Power users. I'll put a QR code right here and a link down in the video description. That episode will be coming soon. And my first full episode of Mac Power users is already out, so you can go listen to that. Also, you can listen to Primary Technology. That's my weekly tech news show. I'll put a QR code for that right up here as well. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Lots of videos on Mac tips, getting started with Mac, and also iPad and iPhone tips. All of that is on the channel. I'll put 2 videos up here that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. And of course, shortcuts videos are always coming up here on the channel as well, so stay tuned for some automation. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.